before so many of us spent our days on Zoom, before COVID-19. My business partner and husband Scott and I had an important video meeting with a client on the other side of the world at 7 a.m. our time, 8 p.m. his. That day, we got up at 4:30 in the morning to get dressed up in our suits, looking good and ready to go. But when our client appeared on our screen, we got a surprise. "Hi," he said, "I'm in my pajamas." And then he waited for our reaction. Yes, you are," Scott said. And then we had our meeting with us in our suits and our client in his PJs. Perhaps about now you're thinking, amusing story, but what does that have to do with me? It has to do with every single one of us, whether you're leading yourself or you're leading thousands. Because what was so weird and awkward just a few years ago is now commonplace in the post-pandemic environment. This is just one example of how the world keeps changing in so many ways faster than ever before. Social unrest, economic upheaval, climate change, revolutionary technology, and so much more. It can seem overwhelming. And yet, all of these same changes can provide opportunities you can use to change the game and lead for tomorrow. Maybe you're thinking about adding more meaning to your life, about the legacy you want to build, saving the planet, creating new value in the world, helping people engage in work actually worth doing. But when are you going to do that? You can't plan to lead for tomorrow starting tomorrow. You might miss out. The best chance of bringing new opportunities to life happens when you lead for tomorrow starting today. The thing is, leading yourself and others to change the game can be a major challenge when you're a visionary moving at warp speed to make big things happen. One of the most persistent issues CEOs tell me about are employees, partners, and other stakeholders' sometimes strange responses to moving in new directions. Maybe you've seen some of these too. I first experienced this early in my career when I worked in organizational development with small, medium, and large companies in a variety of industries. They were different in many ways, but they all had one thing in common. They were successful, and they were facing unprecedented growth in a rapidly changing world. Now, at first, these companies continued to grow. It was so exciting. Employees would say, "We're on a mission." And after several years, something strange would begin to happen. Instead of continuously moving forward, momentum became snarled in a tangle of firefighting, poor morale, and unexpected shortfalls in revenue and profitability. It was like strategy and execution were fighting each other, despite reorganizations, despite hiring star talent, and despite culture building programs. After a while, even changes in policies and procedures didn't help. It was mystifying for everyone to see so much confusion and major conflict, even when people were capable and well-intended. And it was gut-wrenching to experience 3 major layoffs when there was turnover at the top. Although I was able to keep moving forward despite these setbacks, it made me wonder, if there are so many best practices for leadership and management, why is long-term success still so elusive? I decided I needed to be outside to understand what was going on inside. So I changed my own game and I became an external advisor to CEOs and their teams. Now, over the years, I've interviewed hundreds of top leaders. As a result, not only did I discover patterns and themes that could help them adapt and respond to the rapidly changing business environment, I also noticed an emerging trend. Some CEOs of growing companies were not just adapting and responding. They were proactively leading to reinvent their companies. And they were successful, not just once. They did it over and over again. And you can too. So, what's the secret of these great leaders? These visionary leaders I now call growth igniters. These leaders who are able to ignite game-changing growth over and over again. What's their secret? They're able to embrace the leadership paradoxes that can naturally emerge in uncharted territory. So I'm pulling back the curtain on the biggest thing we can learn from them. And that is, it takes a lot of courage to be a growth igniter. It takes courage to lead to your vision in the face of ambiguity and embrace the paradoxes. It's a journey that starts with confronting the leadership challenge you face, whether it's stubborn attachment to the status quo, excessive conflicts, sagging productivity, or something else. I was helping a C-suite team envision possibilities for their company's growth, and the conversation was going round and round and nowhere. To spark new insights, I changed the game. I drew a square on a flip chart with 3 vertical lines and 3 horizontal lines. I asked, how many squares do you see? One leader said, 16. Someone else said, wait, there's more. And the answers started coming in, 20, 25, and so on. Suddenly, one person called out, 1,842. And everyone stopped, and he said it again, 1,842. Okay, the official answer is 30. But the reason I share this with you is because each of us perceives the world in our own way. This is why the same vision that can inspire excitement about possibilities for some people can also create a perception of threat for others. Now, it can be tempting to push forward despite the resistance, but there's value in embracing all of these perspectives. Understanding your stakeholders' viewpoints and why they have them can help you expand your mind and make game-changing decisions when there are no clear signposts for the way ahead. So, what's next? How will you begin today to change the game and lead for tomorrow? As a growth igniter, you're creating more than a lasting legacy. You're creating a springboard for an even better world.